Why a refinery? Well, it's obvious now that paying for higher fuel costs, especially diesel, that runs the engines to drill the wells, can be very expensive. And we're all cognizant of the fact that all of the oil companies are under mandates to make your Bakken wells more economical. They've got to cut costs to make them more economical, and if the oil prices stay the way they are, then the economy and the development, the drilling, the number of wells will continue at record levels in North Dakota. I was reading, now all the politicians, Rich, want to jump on and build a refinery in North Dakota. Where were they in 2005 when we were talking about this? And the politicians also talked about that, the larger national market will dictate the price. So even though a refinery, as they're talking about, another refinery in North Dakota, they're saying the prices still won't be changed at all. Well, we're here to tell you that they will. We'll be very, very competitive, and we'll bring actually a lower price on diesel to the market. There makes no sense to drill a most quality light sweet crude, the best quality of crude in North America here, ship it out of state, refine it, and then bring it back and pay a high price. That makes no sense at all. We're not going to ship it out. We're going to drill it right here. We're going to refine it right here, and we're going to sell it here cheaper. So let's keep the politicians out of it. They can stay in Washington. Well, thank you for that. We're very proud of the high level of Bakken crude and rich gas. We're very proud of that. So this refinery, as Rich was talking about, and we're really proud of the fact that Rich is one of our own local tribal members, grew up right here in Newtown, and went on to, after serving in the military, got his college degree and got his MBA right here in North Dakota. So he's a total, not only MHA, but North Dakota, raised and educated and come back. And now has got the greatest challenge before him is to get this refinery built in a timely manner. Rich, not to put any pressure on you, maybe that's why you were nervous up here, but time is money. You're losing money when you're not getting this built for us, Rich. So Rich is really working with engineers probably more than he ever wants to now when he's talking about ISBL and BL. I don't know how he doesn't cross them and confuse them. But the bottom line is the tribe is issuing a $360 million tax-exempt bond. But we have to have more engineering, so that's where we're at. Number one is we're getting more engineering, so he's meeting with engineers, to get this product as to, is it going to be modular? Is it going to be stick-built? This 20,000 barrels a day. Are we going to purchase an actual modular built refinery? And if so, that's going to reduce our construction within 1 year. And that's where we're going to need up to 1,000 jobs. And if it's stick-built, it's going to take 2 years. But then again, Rich, time is money. So that's another year that we can't afford to have the refinery not online. And of course, if you don't know where it's at, it's on Highway 23, just this side of Makoti on the south side of 23. And so that whole area of Makoti and Ryder and Plaza are really going to feel the economic boom. Canadian Pacific, we got to have pipelines that are coming up on the west side of the reservation, probably going underneath the river and putting it into storage tanks right near the refinery. So that way they have an ample supply of crude to refine on a daily basis on 20,000 barrels. And really it should have been bigger, but it took us 9 years to get this permit. I don't know how we stayed sane through that whole process, Rich. But to make a long story short, it was better just to get this 20,000 barrel a day permit. It's a clean water discharge permit from EPA. And we just finished the Feed a Trust application. That's what Secretary Salazar was out here, a week or 2 weeks ago now. And it has presidential support. So not that politics is part of any of that, but hey, we got politicians' attention on this because it's really the first refinery built in the United States in 40 years. So that says a lot about our country. And with today's technology, you know, a refinery can have a minimal footprint and not even require an air permit. This refinery only requires a clean water discharge permit. And so, and again, with the feat of trust, this land now will be held in trust by the United States by the name and the title of the MHA tribes. So this will completely be under the jurisdiction of the tribes. But we want, you know, North Dakota to look at it that this is your refinery as well. This is just not our refinery, because this can lead to franchises, development of franchises, truck plazas. Who knows? You could have a nice little casino inside the truck plaza, a truck wash, a hotel, a truck buffet, flat screen, Monday Night Football. Who knows? You know, we want to make this a beautiful, relaxing, comfortable. We want to make you stop, right, Cindy? We want to make you stop and pull over like no other truck plaza. That's the kind of, Rich, that's the kind of truck plaza you need to be thinking about with your engineers. Getting us a nice, beautiful, comfortable truck plaza that, and at a low price fuel. We want you just to not pass us by. We want you to stop and fill up. And we're very excited about this. As Rich was talking about, the job opportunities. We want to get this built quickly. And so maybe, Rich, you can finish with maybe your timelines of what you see in terms of getting your engineering done and starting the construction season.
Thank you, Chairman Hall. With Chairman Hall's vision, this is just an incredible opportunity for the tribe and for the state of North Dakota. And as the Chairman mentioned, you know, we're very excited that we have presidential support, we have our congressional delegation support, and we have the support of our communities, both here on Fort Berthold and throughout North Dakota. So we're very excited about that. The timelines that we're looking at right now, we're looking towards tightening up the engineering packages for the internal standard battery limits. That will culminate with the selection of the ISBL contractor. Once the ISBL contractor is selected, we're moving into a RFP process to select the engineering design firm for the OSBL components. Once that engineering design is done and we pull both the OSBL and the ISBL together, then we have a full financial package, which we're hoping to have finalized within 5 to 6 months. And actually I would say 3 to 4, Chairman, but the engineers will get really upset with me. So they say I push them too hard. So, but with that, you know, as we mentioned, there's going to be many, many contracting opportunities. And actually my office, as well as the TERO office, is receiving many, many calls on a daily basis. And that, you know, my main focus has been to refer contractors to the TERO office. And I would like to mention again that we will be working closely with the tribal administration, the tribal chairman, the tribal council, and as well as the TERO office as we issue these bid processes out for selective entities. So at this time, I'd like to maybe open up the floor for some questions. If you guys have any questions in regards to the Thunder Butte Petroleum Services Clean Fuels.
Good morning. This is Elmarie Conklin. I have a question as far as the refinery. You're going to be soliciting bids from across the nation, but my question is, how are you guys going to enforce the TERO compliance plans? I guess that's a big question, and that's why I'm attending this conference. I haven't heard anything from TERO, and I understood the commission was supposed to be having a panel today. But with this Thunder Butte refinery coming, how are you going to ensure that these people that are coming in are in compliance or have a compliance plan with TERO? I really think one of the things that the tribe needs to do in order to ensure that TERO is being enforced is require each contractor to attend a compliance plan seminar put on by TERO, and that each company has a compliance plan that is published to everyone that is seeking work. We heard from a lady this morning saying that she's got a company that does drug testing, and she's got no no companies that are utilizing her. Now, I'm not sure what kind of marketing she's done, but at the same time, I really do think that more in-depth training on a compliance plan by all contractors has to be in place, and that they understand this tier system so that we ensure that our natives and our local people are employed. Thank you.
You're welcome. Elmer, I want to thank you for your comments, and actually that's why we want to work closely with the TERO office. But obviously, you know, in the construction of the refinery itself, we want to be very diligent in the process of building this. There's many safety factors that come into the call with the building of a refinery, as you may well understand. So we want to make sure that we select firms, especially for the ISBL components, on the modular components. We want to select firms that have committed experience, the staffing, and the criteria that it takes to build a refinery. That's been some of the criteria we've used in the RFP process. We want to make sure that these people know how to build, design, and implement a refinery into operations and controls. So that's specifically on the ISBL and also selectively on the OSBL components. In working with the contractual terms during this RFP process, I have reiterated to the companies that have provided RFP responses or bid responses that they need to be TERO certified. I have directed them to the TERO office, and for subcontracting opportunities for these selective firms, that those subcontracting opportunities be open to TERO certified firms. And I firmly agree with you that we should have compliance training for the process of selection of these contractors as we move forward in the construction and design and implementation of the refinery project itself. So I will work closely with the TERO office to try to make sure we do that.
I got a question. My name's Bob Hagberg. I'm with Sulston out of Trenton, North Dakota.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's rare. I hear that. My name's Bob Hagberg. I'm with Sulston out of Trenton, North Dakota. And I was wondering about the manpower, your expectations for the construction as well as the operations of the refinery.
We're projecting full construction jobs to be anywhere from 600 to 1,000 jobs during the construction phase. From the operations, we're looking at 50 to 60 operators with probably 10 to 15 administrative positions. So collectively 75 to 80 through the operational phase. So we're also looking at training opportunities for the operators themselves. In working with Arctic Slope Engineering Services and actually PetroStar, we're probably going to be looking at an apprenticeship program, so we'd have some of our potential operators going up to Arctic Slope and actually working at those existing refineries and getting that on-the-job training that they're going to need to come back here and run into operational phase for us. I do also want to mention that we're currently in the process too of hiring a refinery project engineer. That advertisement will be released probably within the next week or two. I do have to get it finalized for proper approval through the tribal chairman and tribal council, but I would like to say that that job advertisement will be advertised on the MHA Nation website as well as Job Service, and then we'll be advertising collectively through petroleum publications throughout the United States. We want to make sure that we staff Thunder Butte Petroleum Services with the most qualified and experienced people possible and that are available in the United States today. So, sure.
Not necessarily a question, but more of a comment, suggestion. I offer the mentor-protege process to the refinery because you are going to incur some of our native contractors that are going to want to get into that business but don't have the skills. If they could work under a larger firm, under a mentor-protege situation till they grow into the capability to perform those tasks, because one thing that we as native contractors need to look at is the long-term maintenance of that facility will pay much more dividends for our people than the new construction. Thank you.
Absolutely. There's going to be many components to the refinery besides operations itself. And as you mentioned, there's going to be maintenance that has to be done on the facility. There's going to have to be safety checks that are conducted quarterly, semi-annually, as well as annually for compliance on both the federal regulation side, which we want to comply with, and as far as internally. We want to develop internship programs for those safety programs and actually invite and develop those opportunities with Native American contractors here on the reservation, TERO certified contractors, and that we will work with both the ISBL provider as well as the OSBL providers to provide that training so that they can provide that opportunity to these firms so that those job opportunities can be handed off locally. So yes, that will be one of our main focuses, absolutely. Okay.
Rich, just a quick add to some of the questions. The tribe is required, you know, when we put this land into trust status, environmental liability insurance, up to $20 million. So it is in our best interest to make sure that it's engineered properly, it's managed properly with minimal accidents. And especially if we want to develop this and grow this into a bigger refinery, we're going to have to show a footprint that we have managed it properly and it was designed properly and we're not having to use that kind of insurance. And we also had to fully indemnify the United States Department of Interior. So there was a lot of pushback on our part. And so, you know, in order to do that, to maintain that policy, I don't know how many had to take out $20 million in insurance today, but that's a pretty good chunk of money. But again, that's in our best interest to make sure that it's a safe refinery, properly engineered, properly designed, and properly managed with minimal accidents. And so we have to have that track record, we have to have that footprint in order to keep our insurance requirements and our indemnification agreement in compliance. So Charlie, I think you had a great turnout. You had a great turnout, and thanks for letting Rich and I up here to talk a little bit about the refinery.
Thank you very much, Mr. Texel.
Thank you, and if you want to, we'll keep it posted on our TERO website too, as Rich releases those the bids or the info on that. If you want to stay up on our website, we'll post those, and we're excited about it. It's going to be a lot of jobs for our contractors, and you know, it's going to be a big project. Mr. Chairman, would you like to give a closing statement, or you?
Okay, thank you, Charlie, and thank you, Del Rey. We hope you enjoyed the conference, and I was just talking to Charlie if he's going to have this next year, and he said he will next year, same time, and last week of October. And we also want to remind you of our energy conference will be in May. I think it's the second week of May of 2013, so you'll have two big conferences that you can attend. We hope you enjoyed yourself, so I sure did. And Charlie, I really thank you and your staff and the commission for putting on a wonderful conference, and I would say record attendance. 1,500 people registering at a conference is no small conference. So thank you for being here, and thank you for attending.